Hey everybody, it's Lily and welcome to another Writing with Lily. And this week is another writing update and a little bit of a rant that will come at the end. So this week, I know it's been a couple weeks since I've updated and I was hoping and praying that this week I would be able to come on here and say, I've done it, I finished my book, it's complete. Spoiler alert, I have not finished my book. That's not to say I haven't been working on it. I have. It's just, I'm not done yet. I'm at about 115 or 16,000 words, I think. So, I mean, this is like a behemoth at this point. It's getting too long. It needs to end. But I'm not quite done yet. I think it'll probably still be another, probably at least 10,000 words before it's done. Maybe. We'll see. I really want to be able to come on here and say that I had finished it, but it's not quite done yet. It's getting there, though, so don't give up on me yet. I hope it'll get there sometime very soon. I have been working on it quite hard, especially the past week. I was trying to get it done, but it didn't happen. You know, when you procrastinate, you can't always get things done in a week. And also, the past couple weeks, a little personal, but our family dog has been not doing so well. And we were not sure for a while there if she was going to make it, and we're still not sure how much longer she is going to be with us. So it's been a bit tough, a little bit distracting. You know, for a while there she wasn't doing well at all, and it was kind of like, you know, am I going to look over at any second and is she going to stop breathing? So, not to give a ton of excuses, but sometimes in life things come up and they throw you a little bit off track. So I don't want to get too depressive here because my book, it has been going well. The writing that I have done, I feel like I'm in a good place. I think, you know, the wheels are moving and I'm getting there. And you know, I don't know if this happens to you when you write, but for me, I'm not a huge planner. I know I've said this like a million times, but I kind of like know the gist of my story, but I don't really know how I'm gonna get from point A to B to C. Like those little intermediate points are completely up to where the story wants to go. So I find that a lot of times, like I'll have an idea of like, okay, this needs to happen and this needs to happen, and I think this is how we're gonna get there. But like for me last week, I was writing a scene that didn't really have to, it was kind of like an intermediate, I needed to fill some space scene, and but then my mind was like, oh, but what if you do this, and then getting to this other point would make a lot more sense, and then I was like, oh, it makes so much more sense that way. So like it was good, but it also kind of like threw me off because it was a scene that was supposed to be kind of like short and sweet, and it ended up being like a few thousand words long. So it gets you a little off track, but in the long run, I think it'll be better. I think it'll be good. And it actually has like spurred some things along, and I'm like, oh yes, this will make so much more sense in my story. So it's good, but it's just kind of like taking the scenic route. No pun intended. It's coming. It'll get there. I'm determined to finish this. So if you will bear with me, you know, we'll get there together. So that's about it for the writing update. There's really not much to say, other than the fact that I have not finished it yet. I wish I had, but we'll get there. But another thing that I was thinking about, it still has to do with writing, and I wanted to talk about it. So I'm a big fan of Sarah J. Maas. I know some people aren't, whatever, it doesn't really matter for the sake of this video. And I was really looking forward to the release of her new book, A Court of Wings and Ruin, that just came out a few weeks ago. You know, and I've been really excited about it. I was excited to read it, and I did, you know, and I enjoyed it, whatever. What I thought of it doesn't really matter. But I follow several writers and writing blogs on Tumblr. I'm kind of big on there, at least for finding like writing advice and things like that. And one of the people I follow, I don't follow their personal blog, but I follow their kind of like, they give advice. I'm not gonna get specific because I don't want to like call them out or anything, because it's not a problem specific to this person. I've seen it happen before in other forums, you know, other people. So who it is, it doesn't matter. But you know, they pointed people to this place where they were doing kind of like a live blog of them reading this book. And so I was like, oh, okay, like I'll go over and see what they have to say. And it was all very negative. And that's not to say that people can't not like books. Like if you go and pick up a book and you ended up hating it, you are more than entitled to that opinion. You do not have to like every book you read. Like, I get it. I have picked up books that I have despised and have told people about, and you know, that is all fair. What I think is surprising, especially because this person, at least on their blog, claims that they are a young writer themselves, this person picked up this book specifically to drag it. They said essentially in the beginning that they were not excited to read the book. They didn't really want to read the book. So I was like, why are you reading this book? Like, I just don't really understand, especially if this person is a writer, why they would pick up a book just to tear down someone's work. I don't know, I can't really imagine doing that. I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority, but it just seems like a really cruel thing to do. For me, at least, you know, reading is supposed to be fun. Why would you waste your time reading a book that you don't even think you're gonna like to begin with? You know, it's a one thing if you pick up a book, thought you were gonna like it, ended up not liking it, whatever. You either read the whole book or you don't. But to pick up a book you specifically know you won't like just to point out every single little flaw and thing you don't like about it, it seems very petty to me. And like, why are you wasting your time? I don't know. I think it was the fact that this person also said that they were going to be they, you know, were a young writer or whatever, and that they were doing this. It just seemed like, you know, what if someone picked up your book or your poem or whatever you're working on just to do that? Like, how would that make you feel? I was thinking about this because as someone who is writing a book, you do have to consider the fact that not everyone will like what you write. And that just comes with the territory of writing and doing things that are creative. Not everyone's gonna like it, and that's fine. But like, to think that someone would deliberately pick up your book just to be mean about it, it's kind of scary as someone who's hoping to be published, you know, eventually somewhere a long time down the road. Because it's like, are there really people who are so cruel out there? Especially people who would at least pretend to know what it's like to be an aspiring writer, a writer, an author, whatever. So yeah, it was just something that was on my mind as someone who would like to eventually be published. And it just makes you realize what you might have to deal with down the road. You know, and that it's hard to be a creator of anything. Especially in this world today where it seems like people are completely uninhibited about what they say online. Trolls abound in this online world. I don't know. I don't really know where I was going with that, but it was just something that was on my mind as someone who is writing a book that, you know, they hope to be published someday. I guess I just don't understand why someone would do that in such a cruel manner too. Like, for the purpose of entertainment, essentially. And I know it's not just specific to this book or specific to this author. It could happen to anyone or any book, and I'm sure it has. I just noticed it specifically with this book, so I wanted to bring it up because it was something that was weighing on my mind. And I kind of find these little, like, I guess not really vlogs because I'm not like walking around my life, but these little writing videos, I find are kind of therapeutic to kind of go through my thoughts with writing in general, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you. So, sorry this video was a little bit of a downer. I didn't mean it to be, and I actually have a video planned that I hope will be a little bit more upbeat. So yeah, I guess that's just about it. I hope your writing is going well. Let me know what's going on in your life. If you've ever come across people like I just discussed, or not. We don't need to have any kind of intense debate here if you don't want to. But anyway, as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again very soon. Thanks. Bye.